What's up, everybody? I'm David Hain. Welcome to episode 146 of the A to D From Addict to Disciple podcast. If you enjoy this podcast, please like, subscribe, follow, and share the link with your friends, or click on the support link in this episode's description. Your donation of any amount could change a life. If you'd like to get our curriculum, you can get the paperback or ebook of From Ashes to Destiny on Amazon. When we come back, we'll get into this episode entitled Rear View Mirror. Welcome back to episode 146 of the A to D From Addict to Disciple podcast entitled Rear View Mirror. So, what does in the rear view mirror mean? Well, a rear view mirror is for looking behind you when you're driving a car. So the rear view mirror was really made as a way to look behind you as you're driving forward. That means to glance. Just take a quick look. See if it's safe to change lanes, or if you're going into a parking spot, make sure you don't bump into anything. The rear view mirror was not developed to be something that we constantly focus on, that we're driving around in our car and our eyeballs are glued to what's behind us, because if we do that, we would crash into the stuff in front of us. But, early in the months of recovery, it's easier to look in the rearview mirror than out of the windshield, because what's ahead may be scary for us, and what's in the past may still be haunting our dreams and really the focus of why we started to get clean in the first place, hoping to restore our past. But the journey of recovery involves turning your focus away from what lies behind you and onto what lies ahead. You got that? American pastor, Bible teacher, and author Warren Wiersbe once said, "You do not move ahead by constantly looking in a rearview mirror. The past is a rudder to guide you, not an anchor to drag you. We must learn from the past, but not live in the past." Wow, that's big. The past is a rudder to guide you, not an anchor to drag you. What are the things from your past that you keep staring at and thinking about, and they're an anchor dragging you down? How can you make the shift from dwelling in the past to using what you've learned from the past mistakes to help you make better choices and better plans for your future? The online free dictionary defines looking in the rearview mirror as to relegate someone or something in one's mind to the past, so as not to have to deal with or confront them or it any longer. It's likened to looking at someone or something recede in the distance as one drives away in one's car. Can you hear that? It's your choice to relegate, to downgrade those things that are dragging you down like an anchor. And they're always in your thoughts, dragging your thoughts down. And dismiss them and say, that was in the past. And that's where I choose to leave them. I'm moving forward. American author Hal Elrod said, and I quote, "Most people suffer from the self-limiting dysfunction of rear-view mirror syndrome, driving through life with their subconscious mind constantly looking in their own self-limiting rear-view mirror. They filter every choice they make through the limitations of their past experiences. Always remember that your potential is truly unlimited and that you are just as worthy, deserving, and capable of achieving everything you want as any other person on earth." Wow. You got that? He points out to us that we can actually be so caught up in this rear view mirror thinking and gazing that it enters the subconscious part of our mind and occupies us and drags us down even further. So I think it's time to dig in that subconscious. It's time to do a personal inventory of your choices that you've been making and see exactly how you have been limiting your future options because of negative past experiences. Elrod reminds us that you're worthy and deserving of so much more. And for me, the best example of letting go of the past and the best quote about it has always been from Basketball Hall of Famer Michael Jordan. He said, and I quote, "I've missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I've lost almost 300 games. 26 times I've been trusted to take the game-winning shot and missed. I've failed over and over again in my life, and that's why I succeed." Sure. Can you adopt his focus to turn your failures into success, to realize that missing some shots, and in his case, over 9,000 shots, that losing some games, and in his case, over 300, that even letting down the team when you're the one trusted to bring home the victory, which he let down his team by missing 26 times. Can you see that failing over and over again doesn't make us a failure? It can be the thing that we do to look at that and turn it into a success. Well, I think it's key to be able to do that, to keep our eyes focused out the windshield and not focused on the rearview mirror. American pastor Joel Osteen quotes, "The reason the windshield is so large and the rearview mirror is so small is because what's happened in your past is not near as important as what's in your future." Wow. So it's important to reach the point where we realize that the rearview mirror is small, and as we drive forward, the stuff in our past should fade away in the distance. That's how the past becomes a memory that stays in the past and does not invade our everyday thoughts. We allow it to fade away. American entrepreneur and former team president of the Philadelphia 76ers, Pat Croce, said, "I have a really small rearview mirror in my life. I look at the rearview mirror for memories and learning experiences, but I've got a big front windshield and I'm looking at it right now. I've got so many projects on my plate." You hear the wisdom in that. He knows he's got a rearview mirror, but he uses it to glance at for memories and learning experiences. But he keeps his focus on his big front windshield, and that's where he finds the vision to see the future and the ability to take the steps to get there. So I think to fully embrace and achieve our future, we need to keep the rearview mirror small. We need to learn to let go of our past, learn to let things fade away. And I think for them to fade, we need to make the choice to let go of them. And American poet Jeffrey McDaniel has a cool quote which says, "I realize there's something incredibly honest about trees in winter, how they're experts at letting things go." Wow. I like the way he says that it's incredibly honest to let go, as trees let go of their leaves when winter comes. Are you ready to take the first steps of letting go? Can you say, "I'd love to be an expert like the trees who let go on an annual basis all the stuff that I'm supposed to let go of"? Well, Make a list today of the things and the people from your past who keep your mind depressed, discouraged, and defeated. Then work with your sponsor, coach, or counselor to make a plan for how and when to let go of each one of those things. American author and motivational speaker Steve Maraboli said, "Renew, release, and let go. Yesterday's gone. There's nothing you can do to bring it back. You can't should have done something. You can only do something. Renew yourself, release that attachment. Today is a new day." Wow, really strong wisdom there. Renew, release, and let go. That's what we should be doing with that list that you are making. That we know that the way to renew ourselves involves releasing that attachment from yesterday and let go, just like the trees letting go of their leaves. And that allows them to renew with fresh buds and fresh growth when spring comes. You got that picture? Well, in closing, I'd like to quote from a song by Meatloaf. And the song's entitled, "Objects in the Rearview Mirror May Appear Closer Than They Are." And so just like in a car, that's a true statement. Here's his song lyrics. "I think he's right behind me now, and he's gaining ground. But it was long ago, and it was far away. Oh God, it seems so very far. And if life is just a highway, then the soul is just a car, and objects in the rearview mirror may appear closer than they are." Can you see the fear in that? Whereas Meatloaf says, as we focus on the rearview mirror, it looks like they're right behind us and gaining ground. But really, it was long ago and far away. So it's time to put things in our rearview mirror, realize they're far away and long ago, and drive forward. Remember, things in the rearview mirror may appear closer than they are, but understand they are smaller than they look. And your job is to let them fade away as you keep your focus on the windshield, looking at what possibilities are waiting in front of you. Thanks for listening to this episode of the A to D from Addict to Disciple podcast. If you would like to join an online group or get one-on-one counseling to help you with the stuff in your rearview mirror, please message me on the link in this podcast or by email at davidfromatoD@gmail.com, or go to my website, www.fromatod.org, and click on the contact page. You can keep in touch with what we're doing in From A to D by following me on Instagram at davidfromatoD. For our Spotify listeners, you can leave your comments by clicking on the link that they provide in that platform. Tune in Monday for our next episode, and as always, stay safe and stay strong.